Welcome to our new video about the Homer's masterpiece, the Odyssey. Join us as we explore Odysseus's 10-year voyage home, an epic tale of resilience and wit. After 10 long years of siege, the clever ruse of the wooden horse secures a Greek victory and the fall of Troy. King Odysseus, the architect of the horse, gathers his men. The war is over, and the journey home begins. 12 ships, laden with spoils and thousands of men, depart from the Trojan shores with favorable winds and hopeful hearts. Odysseus looks toward the horizon, unaware that 10 more years will pass before he sees his wife Penelope again. The journey is quickly beset by storms. Divine forces begin to stir, testing the resolve of the Greek heroes as they are blown off course into unknown waters. At Ismarus, the fleet sacks the city, fueled by the lingering aggression of the Trojan War. The Cicones regroup and counterattack, resulting in Odysseus losing 6 men from every ship before they flee. Greed and delay proved fatal, teaching the survivors that this journey would be anything but a simple parade home. A 9-day storm drives the fleet to the land of the Lotus-Eaters. Here, the danger is apathy. Those who eat the honey-sweet lotus fruit lose all memory of home and all desire to return to their families. As quoted in Book 9 of the Odyssey, any who ate that honey-sweet fruit, the lotus, never cared to report, never cared to return. Escaping the lotus trance, the fleet arrives at a lush but lawless island. Odysseus, driven by curiosity and a desire for guest gifts, leads a party to explore a massive cave. The cave belongs to Polyphemus, a giant son of Poseidon. He ignores the laws of hospitality, instead devouring Odysseus's men 2 by 2. Trapped by a boulder only the giant can move, the survivors face certain death. Odysseus cleverly plans their escape. He offers the giant potent wine, getting him drunk enough to fall into a deep sleep. He then tells Polyphemus his name is Nobody. Finally, they sharpen an olive wood stake, heat it in the fire, and drive it into the giant's eye. As the giant screams in agony, his fellow Cyclopes rush to the cave. When they ask who is hurting him, Polyphemus cries, "Nobody is killing me." Thinking it a divine affliction, they leave him alone, allowing Odysseus to plan their exit. The next morning, the blind giant rolls back the stone to let his sheep out, feeling their backs to ensure no humans escape. Odysseus and his men cling to the underbellies of the thick fleeced rams, slipping past the giant's reach to freedom. As he sails away, Odysseus gives in to fateful hubris and shouts, "Cyclops, if any mortal man ever asks you who it was that inflicted upon your eye this shameful blinding, say it was Odysseus." The survivors reach Aeolia, home of the Master of the Winds. Aeolus treats them kindly and gifts Odysseus a leather bag containing all the stormy winds. With only the gentle west wind free, they sail toward Ithaca with unprecedented speed. For 10 days they sail. Finally, the shores of Ithaca appear, so close they can see the smoke rising from the hearths of home. Exhausted, Odysseus falls into a deep sleep, believing the voyage is finally won. Suspicious that the bag contains gold, the crew tears it open. The imprisoned gales explode outward, dragging the ships back across the ocean, away from their home. Desperate and wind-tossed, they land at the harbor of Telepolis. It is a trap, as the inhabitants are giant cannibals who smash all but Odysseus's own ship with massive boulders. The lone surviving ship reaches Aea, Circe's realm. A scouting party finds her palace surrounded by unnervingly tame wolves and lions. Circe, a goddess, invites the men to a feast and laces their food with a potion, transforming them into pigs. Eurylochus rushes back to warn Odysseus of the sorcery. Hermes appears and gives Odysseus the magical herb, moly, protecting him from Circe's magic. Odysseus threatens Circe, forcing her to restore his men. Under her spell of hospitality, the crew remains on the island for a year, feasting and resting. The crew eventually convinces Odysseus to leave. Circe agrees, but warns him that he must first consult the prophet Tiresias by traveling to the realm of the dead. At the sunless edge of the ocean, Odysseus performs sacrifices to summon the spirits of the dead. The shadows of the past begin to emerge from the mist. Tiresias warns Odysseus that Poseidon is still angry. He tells him of the dangers ahead and strictly warns against harming the sacred cattle of Helios if they wish to survive. Odysseus speaks with the ghosts of his mother, Anticlea, who died of grief, and Agamemnon, who urges caution. Achilles reveals he would rather be a slave on earth than a king in the underworld. Returning to the sea, they pass the Sirens' island, whose beautiful song lures sailors to their deaths. Odysseus plugs his men's ears with beeswax and has himself tied to the mast. The video quotes the Sirens. "Come closer, famous Odysseus, Achaea's pride and glory. No one has ever sailed past this place until he has heard the honey-toned song from our lips." They must sail a narrow strait, guarded by two monsters. Scylla, a six-headed beast, snatches 6 of Odysseus's best men as they pass. Their screams haunt him. On the opposite side is Charybdis, a giant whirlpool that swallows and vomits the sea 3 times a day. Odysseus chooses to sail near Scylla to avoid losing the entire ship. They land on Thrinacia. Odysseus makes his men swear not to touch the sacred cattle of Helios. A month-long storm traps them there, and starvation begins to set in. While Odysseus is asleep, the men, led by Eurylochus, slaughter the sacred cattle. The hides crawl and the meat bellows in divine fury. Helios demands Zeus punish the men for their transgression. Once they set sail again, Zeus strikes the ship with a thunderbolt. The vessel shatters, and all the men drown in the churning sea. Only Odysseus, who did not eat the cattle, survives by clinging to a piece of the wreckage. For 9 days, Odysseus drifts on a wooden beam, narrowly escaping the whirlpool Charybdis. He washes ashore on a distant island, exhausted, broken, and completely alone. Odysseus is found by the nymph Calypso. She falls in love with him and keeps him on her island, Ogygia, for 7 years, offering him immortality if he will stay as her husband. Athena persuades Zeus to intervene. Hermes is sent to Ogygia to command Calypso to release Odysseus. Reluctantly, she provides him with the tools and supplies necessary to build a raft. Odysseus sails for 18 days. Just as he nears land, Poseidon spots him and conjures a massive storm. With the help of a sea veil from the goddess Ino, he manages to swim to the rocky coast of Scheria. He wakes under a pile of leaves and is found by Princess Nausicaa of the Phaeacians. She treats him with dignity and directs him to her father's palace. He is welcomed as a guest, though his identity remains a secret. During a feast, Odysseus hears the blind bard sing of the Trojan War and weeps, revealing his identity. He recounts his 10 years of wandering to the enthralled royalty. Deeply moved, King Alcinous gives him a fast ship and treasures for his passage home. The Phaeacian sailors drop Odysseus off on a misty beach in Ithaca while he is asleep. He wakes up confused, not recognizing his homeland until Athena clears the fog. Athena transforms him into an old beggar. It is too dangerous to reveal his identity, as over 100 suitors have taken over his palace. He must first scout the loyalty of his household. Odysseus visits his loyal swineherd, Eumaeus. Despite the beggar's appearance, Eumaeus offers hospitality and mourns his lost master, proving that true loyalty still exists in the kingdom. Telemachus returns from his own journey and meets his father at the swineherd's hut. Athena restores Odysseus to his true form for a tearful reunion. They begin to plot the destruction of the suitors. Penelope announces a contest. She will marry whoever can string Odysseus's great bow and shoot an arrow through 12 axe heads. The suitors all fail. The beggar asks for a turn, and with ease, strings the bow and fires a perfect shot through every axe. Odysseus sheds his rags and turns the bow on the suitors. With Telemachus and 2 loyal servants, he cleanses the palace in a final bloody battle. The usurpers are defeated, and the king has finally returned to his throne. The video concludes with a quote, "There is no finer, greater gift than that, when man and woman possess their home, 2 minds, 2 hearts that work as one." The king and queen are reunited. Odysseus's journey proves that with wit, resilience, and faith, one can overcome even the wrath of gods, achieving peace at last. Thank you for watching.